Hello, everybody. My name is Cale. Welcome to another episode of the Weekly Tall Talk. I'm graced once again by not only my two brothers, but two of the greatest men to ever step foot on this earth. I wholeheartedly believe that. You guys may not agree out there, but I think so. I'm talking surely enough about Corey and Tyler.
Oh, yeah.
I'm honored.
Guys?
I'm honored by those words. Thank you, Cale.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really heartfelt.
The second take hits harder.
For sure.
We had time to prepare, get it right.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, how's it going up there, Corey?
It's going great. I am enjoying my last few days in Portland. Really enjoying them. It's somber, but I am happy about it. If you guys don't know, I'm moving down to LA again soon. And I will be joining my brothers in arms. And one of those people I want to hear from right now is my brother Tyler. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. I'm doing really well. Yeah. Let me say I'm really excited that you're coming down. It's long overdue, and it's just going to be a crazier experience, you know, having the three of us get together and actually like be in person instead of like on a Discord call. So that'll be awesome. I can't wait for that.
We'll get to record together, and that'll be a fun experience.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Nonsense.
Good that you're coming back, brah.
Yeah, open arms.
So definitely looking forward to that. So we're all expressing emotion about Corey coming down, which ties into.
We can't just go right into it, Cale. How are you doing?
Oh
Shit! I didn't even think about myself. Selflessness.
Perfect. It's all tying in.
Oh, I'm good. I got a little tickle in my throat, but I'm not sick yet. So I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
And I'm going to muster the strength to fight it off for this recording.
As long as you're feeling something, that's all we care about.
That's true. And I hope you two are both feeling something, not each other, but something. And that's what we're going to be talking today is about emotions.
Ooh.
Emotions.
Okay.
I hope you're ready to dive in because we're going to get down to the deepest pit of your core.
Talking about emotions, Corey told me one time that his favorite song is Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith. Is that true?
Oh, man. That's classic.
No, I was in a drunken stupor. That is not true.
That explains it.
Okay. Well,
that's the only way that answer would be valid is if Corey was intoxicated.
Yeah, if I had several drinks in me and we were rocking out to it on the jukebox and I said, listen, man, I gotta tell you something. Shh. I gotta tell you.
There it is.
Getting real.
Cut the music. Cut the song. I got something to say.
Karaoke.
Well, you guys, we're just going to jump right into the Would You Rather.
Oh.
And then see where we end up.
Straight to the point.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Never ready, but
There's no short story this time.
Oh. Maybe.
Okay. Well,
or what's the shortest story ever?
My heart and my core are prepared for this episode.
Perfect.
Ooh. It's time. All right. This week's Would You Rather. Never feel guilt again, but experience frustration/anger much more easily and intensely. Or always have a heightened sense of anxiety, but be able to manage your other negative emotions and feelings much easier.
Both of these
This is a difficult one.
Yeah, these like either one is like but
Yep. That's the point. We got to torture ourselves. Nobody else will do it.
Yeah, and that's the problem is I always feel guilty and anxious. So it's like, which one do I hate the least?
Which one can you tolerate more? Right.
Yeah, you got to whittle one of them off at least. That's the bright side, I guess.
Never feel guilt again, but experience frustration, anger much. What would So you just be like mad all the time over like the simplest thing?
I guess it would just be like right under the surface all the time.
Surface level like anger management problems.
Yeah.
But having anxiety all the time, like heightened
anxiety too. It's not just anxiety, but heightened anxiety. So you're in that state all the time, but you're able to manage the other emotions and your feelings better, or not better, but much easier.
Well, what kind of negative emotions are you thinking?
Well, since anxiety is kind of like an like all-encompassing thing, I would guess like if from negative emotions, I would say like sadness, depression, things of that nature, things that would bring you down. You would be able to like manage those more easily. I guess you could put like jealousy and other things in there as well if it's considered a negative emotion.
So you would be able to mute those like fully and like immediately, like.
Well, you'd be able to the way the question's framed is you'd be able to manage them a lot easier.
Oh, easier. Okay.
So you would have a way easier time coping and like dealing with those negative emotions versus like letting them fester.
Yeah. I think I've made my choice. I think
let's
I would
go.
have to go. I would experience a heightened anxiety more often, but I think I'd rather be able to control all of my other negative emotions better. Very
nice.
I naturally have anxiety. Seeing somebody over it, but I'm also seeing somebody over the anger, and I'd rather have a lot less of that.
That's true.
Yeah, I think having a heightened anxiety sucks because like you just have that like chest pain all the time, like a kind of a sense that the world's ending. But at the same time, like I could be okay not being sad all the time too. That'd be pretty nice.
That's a fair trade-off.
Or like you said, or not getting jealous or envious of things or
right.
Yeah, I think that would probably do better for me in the long run.
Right. Tyler, I see you ducking out of frame. So
I think I'd have to
can't get out of this
go
one.
with Corey in the second response to have heightened anxiety, because to never feel guilt again, that means you pretty much don't care like what you do. I mean, like the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. I feel like remorse and guilt are two separate things. So maybe you're thinking more remorse or your conscience versus just being straight up feeling guilty. Because I feel when you feel guilty about something, you feel upset about something that you did or how something turned out versus like your conscience, like not having a conscience, if that makes any sense. I feel like you would just never feel guilt for the things you did. Or I feel like it would be things that if you feel guilty about something, it would be like a direct effect that you had on someone. Like you could have remorse for saying, oh, I should have done this and not have actually participated in it versus guilt being like, oh, I did this.
I think you're personalizing guilt a little bit much because, I mean, think about like survivor's guilt.
Right.
Where it's not something that you directly did, but you feel guilty after the fact because there's, thoughts of you could have done more, why didn't you do enough, things like that. Right. Or like it's just this rumination going over your mind. But I'm interested in hearing more of Tyler and why, like, because you're not a naturally angry person anyways. So I feel like that like surface level, it's under the skin thing would just be kind of hard.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to see me just like angry all the time with and like frustration.
Yeah.
But I just, like I said earlier, I think that'd be like to never feel like guilt again. If you were to do something and you didn't feel guilt from it, that you might redo that again and just keep on making bad decisions if you didn't feel something from it.
Right.
I think.
Yeah, it kind of opens the door for you.
So you're saying like guilt is more of like a tool for learning?
In a way. Yeah.
I could see that being kind of like a barometer for you to not make the same choices. If you feel guilty about it, you probably shouldn't do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or like that gut feeling. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Definitely. Yeah, or at least making it something that you wouldn't want to do again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That makes sense. But Siler, I don't think you're an anxious person, or you haven't talked about being an anxious person, but how do you feel like you would cope with having heightened anxiety all the time?
Oh, I mean,
that's the trade-off. You can manage everything else, like Corey said.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pros to that. But if you don't naturally have anxiety or have these occurrences, like how would you feel having it heightened all of a sudden, all the time?
Well, I mean, I feel like I have a sense of anxiety. I mean, does like people judging you, is that the type of anxiety of like worrying about what other people think?
You've talked about that before on the show, of like being anxious about speaking in front of people or getting your voice heard by people where they might not accept your opinion.
Exactly. So I mean, if that was like 10 times worse, I think I'd like dig a hole and never see you guys again.
No, I get it.
But I mean,
but that's what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you'd be able to like go well through life with heightened anxiety?
Jeez. I don't know if like my mental health would be any good at all. It's hard to say.
Retiring from UPS by 35.
Just can't take it anymore.
Right.
Yeah. I'd have to see it out. Have to test it.
You got to test it out. You got to test the waters. You're signing up. All right.
But he's going to try 1 month with heightened anxiety, and then the other month he's going to have with surface level anger.
I'm your guy's test subject.
Perfect. You're the guinea pig.
Yeah. So we got to hear it, man. I think I know, but I want you to say it. Which one's it going to be?
I would 100% never feel guilt again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our listeners definitely could call that one.
Yeah. I feel there's like certain things in my life that I've been told like by multiple people, not necessarily that I talk to her, but like definitely from my mom, that like guilt is a wasted emotion. What's done is done. But like there's some things in my life I have a lot of guilt over, and like that doesn't leave me. I'm usually able to leave stuff alone. Yeah. But guilt is one that weighs heavy on me. So
gotcha.
Having to never feel that again, even though like not necessarily your fault, like survivor's guilt. Not that that's what I have, but definitely like along those lines of like this would have happened either way, but I still have guilt about it.
Right.
Plus I'm a naturally angry person anyway. I kind of like keep it like under wraps, but like I'm very quick to anger. I'm a very hyper.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Hyper explosive like temper. Like at least in my own brain, I don't like let it outward. Obviously, or I'd be like screaming on the show.
You're the jolly giant. What are you talking about? Everybody at home, this is the nicest man you will ever meet.
Yep. That's it. That's my bio. The nicest man you'll ever meet. But yeah, to experience frustration and anger, I mean, I have tried to work on that in my everyday life anyway. Yeah. Just because like small inconveniences bother me a lot, and I know they shouldn't, but I definitely like suffer from that. Like I definitely get like really, really mad about stuff that probably doesn't matter in the scheme of things. So I'm already kind of operating with that. So I'm like, for me, this is like, I'm myself, but I don't feel guilty anymore.
A weight has been lifted.
Do you think that would encourage you to take actions that you wouldn't necessarily do now?
Yeah.
If you knew that you wouldn't feel guilty for doing all of the crimes that you would normally want to do, do you think it would kind of push you to do those crimes that we talk about in private, off air?
The private hour offline.
Yeah.
Yes. I think like I would be much more direct with like how I really feel about people to their face, because I wouldn't feel guilty if it hurts your feelings.
That's true.
So, and there's a way to have confrontation without it being like an upsetting thing.
Yeah.
But like, I do like get annoyed with people or get like really angry, but I still don't want you to have a problem. So I won't like aggressively come at you about it.
Yeah.
So like, if I didn't have guilt, I would probably be like very, very obnoxious. There's probably a better choice of words for that, but like, I would be very blunt. I feel like I would be very like to the point, like, I don't like how you do that, or I don't like you.
What do you mean?
Get out of my face.
You do that now?
Just to you guys. just to my friends.
Yeah, I think that the idea that you would have to be polite, like if you're having, like we're saying, like a conversation where you don't like what the person did, like especially if you're experiencing frustration more, I think that you, like you say, you just be more blunt. You wouldn't want to dance around your words or think of the right way to shape things. You would just kind of be the person who says exactly what they're thinking, for better or worse, for anyone who's listening.
Which is something that I actually like respect, like people who can just put it out there.
Yeah.
Because I do take people's feelings into consideration maybe a little too much when they like piss me off. So like to not have that and not have the guilt. Yeah, I agree with you. I'd be like very straightforward about how I feel.
You're saying you bite your tongue a lot, Cale.
I do. I definitely do.
It's gonna slip one day.
Just in terms and like I said, it's not like people are doing egregious things to me and I like do this, but like there's always people have like little nitpicky shit that bothers you.
For sure.
And like sometimes that just adds up over time and you're just like, okay, you're gonna get it. But then you leave it alone because you don't want to lose your house and go to prison.
It gets that bad, huh?
Just look at him, Tyler. Just look at him.
Oh. It's mesmerizing, actually.
I was just talking to my therapist about anger and guilt and stuff, oddly enough, the other day. And there was something that I thought of. It's like where I wanted to like be very clear in anger and all of this. It's like I am not an angry person, but I get frustrated very quickly. And that's what I would like to change. Like I get like I don't think I'm short, but like if something doesn't snap for people, I gotta be like, all right, take a step back, take a moment, like breathe. But like that never really builds up to anything. It's just like I get annoyed, and that's what I need to change.
I get that. It's just like I feel like I already kind of control my emotions pretty well, just for the fact of like who I'm around a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Just don't want to upset people. So it's already in check. So I feel like I already managed that. So yeah, never feeling guilt again would be a vacation for me.
A weight has been lifted.
You know?
For sure.
And speaking of vacations, I needed a vacation from this conversation. I'm out. What's up, everybody? We wanted to use this ad to shout out our one and only bearded brother, Beard Laws. This man has accumulated quite a following on TikTok, almost closing in on 400K, which blows my mind. But even more importantly than that, he's a down-to-earth guy. He's been a friend for a long time now, and turns out, supporter of the show. So you know we had to show love back. He himself has 2 podcasts, the Beard Laws podcast on Thursdays, which uses fan interaction, community-based stuff, questions, all type of stuff for engagement, which we love. That's killer. And then a show he does on TikToks on TikTok Tuesdays. Shocking. That's on Tuesdays, guys. Anyway, anything beard related, this man is involved. Challenges, reactions, care, anything you can think of. You know, all 3 of us have beards, so you knew we were going to jump on the train. You can find him at Beard Laws, all one word, Beard Laws, on TikTok and Instagram. I'm sure he's on Twitter. I'm sure he's on everything. But look for the Beard Laws podcast. And if you're on TikTok, join his Tuesday show. We love him. We're going to continue supporting him. He supports the show. We love you, brother. All right, guys, vacation's over. Back to it.
Woo.
Aw, man.
Yep. So put on your work attire. We're back to business.
Too short, Corey?
Always is, man. Always is.
Vacations are always too short,
the
man.
time just flies by.
Damn. Ain't that the truth? All right, guys, moving on to our next thing. We're going to, obviously, this is the emotions episode, so we're going to continue on that same path. Okay. I don't care if you don't like it. Decided to be.
That's it, Tyler. He took away the guilt. He doesn't care.
Yeah, now I just don't care anymore. Yep. I'm taking Tyler's thunder. I've harnessed his energy and using it for myself.
Handing the torch to you. Take it away.
Damn the host powers. I feel them. All righty. Well, our next question that we got here is, what is the most important emotion that we as people possess in terms of like our day-to-day quality of life? Like, what is the most important emotion for you guys to make sure that your quality of life is as good as it can be? What do you think that which emotion factors in the most?
Guilt, anxiety.
It's taking a turn.
Of them.
Would compassion be a trait or not? I don't know.
I feel like there's probably subsects, right? There's those 6 like main emotions that would probably fall under like happiness, maybe. Compassion could be a happy emotion for you. So technically, yeah.
Yeah, because I think like with the emotions, it's such a gray area in terms of concept that it's more of like a Venn diagram of like where these words fall.
Yeah.
Right. Right. It's kind of like when we ask like what an important emotion, it's kind of like an overall arcing thing. And then like what sub thing of that is most important to you. Because I don't think any of us are going to choose disgust or anger.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, in terms of quality of life, I mean, I would just imagine it would be a subsect of like a happier emotion.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm going that route.
So,
I don't know
that,
about the both of you, but I've made my choice.
I know, right? It just turns dark instantly. But but is that your choice,
Yeah,
Tyler?
I think,
Compassion?
Yeah, to be able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and try to understand them. I mean, everybody needs help sometimes. So if we would all do that, yeah,
right.
I think a quality of life in general would be greater for everyone.
Yeah, if you have people actually caring about each other and everybody's kind of trying to lend that helping hand or at least care about what you're going through, it would make you feel better. I know I would feel better.
Yeah,
definitely.
So yeah, like making the world a better place through just compassion for other people. Yeah, it had a lot of potential for quality of life to go up. So
yeah, I think so.
I'll accept that answer.
What about you, Cale? It better be bright.
Hatred,
I knew it.
Loathing.
I knew it.
No. Yeah, I'm in.
No,
that.
go into it. Let's go into that.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, yeah, why would hatred help? No. I was gonna say, along the same line as you, I think empathy is very important and kindness.
There you
go. As I'm talking about how angry I can get, but I do try to be kind to whoever and whatever in terms of like my daily interactions with people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go like above and beyond, but I definitely try to like acknowledge people, at least like have kindness of, because there was, this is about to go super dark. Maybe I won't say it.
That's too late. You're already on the tangent, bro.
Well, I was going to say that one person who survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge said, if one person smiles at me, and during my walk to the bridge, I won't jump off. And not one person did.
Oh.
So, I mean, obviously
San
they survived.
Francisco, man.
Yeah, just gloomy weather that brings out the worst in everyone.
Gloomy people.
But, I mean, just trying to brighten people's day. I mean, just a simple acknowledgement of someone or, a passerby comment might just make all the difference in the world. So I think like just general like kindness or empathy or like acknowledgement would be a thing for everybody, make everyone feel like a person,
Yeah.
So something along those lines.
I'm honestly just gonna agree with both of you guys. I think empathy.
Oh yeah.
That would be the most important emotion anyone could feel. I think empathy towards people, empathy towards the feeling of others, empathy towards life. Like taking all of those things into consideration. Like we can't be unempathetic towards people because that's when things go wrong. Or like empathy in terms of like what you're doing for it goes it not just extending to people, but like for a job. Like caring about what you are doing, depending on your profession, can be extremely important.
Right. Healthcare or people who do outreach, community work.
Yep.
Things of this nature or rehabilitation stuff.
Yeah.
Anything that could be bettering someone else's life. You have to have that empathy or I don't think you would physically do the work.
No, yeah, I think humans need that connection to function in society as a whole. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, wholeheartedly.
If we're talking in terms of like aid, first aid, or senior living, anything like that, I think the unempathetical people that work in that industry, those are the ones that we hear about.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones who get news stories made about them.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no place for like a lapse in empathy or caring in like that type of situation. I mean, it takes special people, and that's why, we should revere healthcare workers or people who work with the elderly or any of this, because it's not an easy job.
Yeah.
But it has potential to be a very rewarding job. And I feel like it's very important. So
well, speaking of that, we're going to have one of the most empathetical and kind people we know on next week on the Weekly Tall Talk. Our boy Lester.
Hey.
He's coming on to say hey.
Lester.
Yeah, shout out. Can't wait for you, brother.
The healthcare king. We'll take it. No, definitely in that same vein. He does care a lot, and obviously that matters to everyone. You want to have somebody who's gonna look out for you, especially at the hospital.
Yeah,
I'm just here for a paycheck.
Yeah, exactly.
Just imagine.
That's the other thing too. Like one of the things you hear about when people are in those professions is actually just being burnt out on your empathy. It's like something empathy fatigue or something like that. Compassion fatigue.
Yeah, you're giving out so much of yourself that you got nothing left.
Yeah, and you do that for days and days at a time. You start to what I've heard is lose grasp of that.
Oh, wow.
So being able to maintain compassion and empathy and kindness like in your everyday life would be pretty important, I think, for everyone to be able to take with them all of their life.
Right. I agree. Well, guys, we did 3 nice answers in a row. That like never happens.
Wow.
That's
Let's make
rare.
it dark. What's your next question?
Yeah. What's the next one? Well, I was going to say in that same vein, but I feel like we already answered it, but we'll see if we have any different answers. What's the most important emotion for functioning in society? What we kind of said was the building blocks, I feel, of that same question.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all of that kind of rolled into one. Is there anything that would benefit society more than those?
Right.
Like you're functioning in society, not society itself, but you functioning in society.
Can you go over you said that earlier that there were 6 basic feelings. Do you remember what those were?
Yeah, I have them right here, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
That's handy, isn't it?
The note god.
I'll take it. The scholar. It's sadness, happiness, fear, anger, surprise, and disgust.
Wow.
I don't know if disgust would apply, but apparently that is what Google says. So
How
that
visceral.
is what we will say.
Yeah.
Disgust. I'm surprised at that. That is just such a like you said, a visceral reaction to hearing disgust.
Yeah.
I don't really think of that as an emotion, but a lot of things can fall under that, I guess.
Okay, functioning for yourself, for others. I think one has to be maybe happy with their self first before they can give to others, in a way. What do you guys think?
That's insightful as shit.
Let's put that on a post-it.
My boy's out here dropping dimes. Very nice, Siler. No, I do feel like you're onto something. If you're not happy with yourself or how your life is going, I think it would be very difficult to add to anyone else's life.
Yeah, because you're trying to handle your own problems, but you're trying to make somebody else happy, and that's very conflicting in my eyes. I think
I could see how that could be very draining.
Yeah, so I think probably happiness, like mental health, with yourself first,
right?
So then you can help others in the long run,
right?
Yeah,
it's like when you're on the plane and you have to put your mask on first.
Well, you should have been wearing it the whole damn time.
Just wear the air mask like nonstop. I need that oxygen, baby.
The more you know.
Direct line.
The more you know. Just start yanking on the overhead compartments. They'll come down.
Oh, man.
What about you, Corey? I'm pretty sure Siler kind of hit it on the head with happiness, but do you have any other thoughts?
Yeah, I was being sincere when I said earlier that fear would be functioning in society.
Right.
And I'm thinking like
a heightened sense of fear, or just like
no, just one. If we're talking in terms of like other than empathy and kindness and compassion, like what would help society function? Fear. Having a healthy dose of fear, I think got us to where we are. Like you guys know me, I'm always thinking about like evolution and humans, and like having a natural fear of things like help saves lives. Like just knowing like, oh, you look at a fucking snake and it's the wrong colors, and even though you don't know like the colors that are the wrong ones, you see snake and you're scared of it, and then you see really bright colors close together and like and that probably could have saved your life.
I do kind of agree with you, Corey, because if we didn't have like a sense of fear at all, that the world's population would probably be less than what it is now.
Yeah. I think
Straight
people
up,
would take a lot of really dumb risks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't already, right? But
right. I feel my answer would be pretty similar. It would also be fear, but in fear of reprisal, like fear of consequences for things, is what I think a lot of lives depend on, and a lot of our functioning and so take driving to work or driving on the freeway. You're basically the fear of crossing over that line without it being some paint on the ground is what keeps you in your lane, right?
Right.
Fear of jail stops you from stealing. Fear of spending your life in prison stops you from hurting someone. That fear of the reprisal, that fear of consequence, kind of makes everybody, not act accordingly, because obviously terrible things happen.
Yeah.
But I do think that we need that that fear of consequence to kind of keep things in line to a degree.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be scared of everything or, oh my God, what's going to happen to me if I do this? But in terms of like a healthy amount, like you're saying, a healthy amount of fear of like, oh, you better not do that because there's going to be consequences.
Yeah. And I think that like we can't just focus on the one emotion because like you said, there's 6 of them. And no matter what the situation is, you're feeling some sort of sense in at least 2 of them, you know, at the same time.
Right.
Like you can't feel purely happy or purely fearful unless you're in really specific situations. So I think like having a healthy dose of fear and also having a healthy dose of happiness would be a pretty good way to live because it would protect you from things and you'd still get to try some things and be okay with it.
Agreed.
Like skydiving.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
High
it's
risk,
scary,
high
but
reward.
it's fun.
Exactly. I do feel we place a lot of importance on happiness, but a lot of that is like you create your own happiness with kind of like your perspective of things too. So it's your responsibility. Yeah. There's a lot of adage or things that I've seen over the years that say like other people are not responsible for your happiness.
Mm-hmm.
You're responsible for your happiness, but then other people can add to your happiness versus being your sole reason for being happy.
Yeah.
Should come from like yourself and then the situations that you're in. And like you said, sometimes there's very dire, very specific situations, but you got to hope that changes. So,
yeah. And that's, you know, it's one of the hard things to do is find that happiness even within yourself as days go by and things get harder and harder, you know. Remembering to be happy is difficult, I think, for a lot of people.
Definitely.
So I hope everyone listening to this is having a good day. I hope you're happy.
Yeah, I like that.
If not, you can blame Tyler.
Yeah, come on, man.
What do you? Always me.
They've been the most positive one by far.
I'm like the voodoo doll. Just hit me with all the. Jeez.
Hey, you know, we got to get it in there somehow.
It's fair. Yeah.
You know what else you'll take?
What?
These ads.
What if I don't want to?
Roll it.
Hi, folks. My name is Corey Andre, creator and host of the Weekly Tall Talk. I would like to say thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like what you've been hearing, we would love to know what you think. After the episode, don't forget to leave a comment or reach out to us on our socials where you can find us at the Weekly Tall Talk. We're excited to say that we're working on a couple other awesome projects for this year. If you would like to know more about that or find out what else we're working on, we have a Patreon and Discord that you can subscribe to, where we can be found at Tall Tale Network. And if you have any other questions or ideas for what you'd like us to discuss on the show, please email us at talltailnetwork@gmail.com.
All right, everybody, we're back and we're going to keep it rolling. Are you guys ready?
Ready as I'll ever be, bro.
Let's
That's true.
do it.
Damn, Siler's in. All right, what is the emotion that you would have removed if you could? And how would that benefit or hinder your life? So you're able to just take one out, wipe it out completely.
So I don't know if this is an emotion, but I'd like to remove like self-doubt, like not believing in yourself. Would be
so lack of confidence.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm not sure if that's what you
going
mean.
In the right direction. Yeah, but
like self-deprecation. Well, you're not saying anything bad about yourself.
No,
so not self-deprecation. Yeah, like maybe lack of confidence. Taking that out of your brain.
Yeah, I think that's personally that really helped me out a lot. Yeah.
What about it? What about it? Like, how would it help you out a lot?
How would you benefit from this?
I'd have more confidence in doing. I mean, I'm doing this podcast now. It's helped me out a lot. Talk more,
right?
But I'm not really in person with people. Like, I don't really like talk that much. I'm not like a really what's the word? I'm social, but like to a point.
All right. You're slightly introverted.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean,
Socially introverted. Some kind of new term we'll think of.
Right?
We'll figure it out. No, but I get it. You're like to a point, but you're not like, you don't need to be the center of attention.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Not that I want that.
Want to be there, be involved, but not have like all eyes on you.
Yeah.
I get it.
Not to have that the self-doubt. I think I try to do more things, like put out more content, not only this podcast, but like in general. I always have that thought in the back of my head, you know, what I'm creating, what if it's, you know, not that good, or it's just like always this lingering thing in my head. So
it's perpetual, dude.
To totally eradicate that'd be like
just put out whatever you want. I mean, it's all mindset.
I mean, you do that now. Yeah. You got to tell me your secret how you do that. I see you posting reels like every day.
I know. I literally sent you the video yesterday of me just falling on my face.
Oh my God, we got to put that in the Discord for everyone to see.
Oh no, set myself up. But I mean, there's that risk. We've talked about this before, but there's always that risk putting yourself out there that there's going to be negative things. Yeah. But I guess you
roll with it,
outweigh it, and say, I'm not going to let that dictate my stuff. So I could definitely see that being more beneficial for you in terms of like, I feel like you would just do what you want, not in a bad way. Like you wouldn't be like, I'm unstoppable, but you would like definitely be more apt to do things the way you want them to be done.
You would do more things that you wanted to. You wouldn't
take criticism to heart. You would be able to like hear it and be like, okay, well, I'm still doing me.
Yeah.
Which is hard, man.
Exactly. Something
like, which is very hard. I understand.
Yeah.
Do you think that it would hinder you in any way? Like having like all the confidence, would that put you in any bad spots somehow? Like,
yeah, you could be an influencer.
Perfect. That influencer money.
Just overconfident in everything.
Exactly.
Perfect.
You could become.
I feel like maybe you could get in over your head on stuff.
In a way, no one likes that. So.
Yeah. There are definitely overconfident people where you can like see them coming down the street and you're just like, nah, not today, dude.
no, don't even come this way.
I don't want any part of that. Yeah.
What if he's just having a good day, Corey? Like something just great popped into his life.
That's fine. That's great. You know, you can have a great day, but when you have to go places with an entourage, that's where I draw the line.
That's true.
Drake doesn't need 3 cars driving through NY, dude.
Maybe. When you said just a guy walking down the street with confidence, all I thought of was Tobey Maguire from Spider-Man when he gets the black suit.
That's an exception. That is acceptable.
That is acceptable. Oh my goodness! All right, you like the finger guns?
No, just Tobey Maguire in that scene. Just that.
Oh, okay, himself. That's fair.
Anybody else?
I'll allow it.
Yeah, no.
Just does constant finger guns and like terrible dancing.
And he does that like hip thrust towards a bunch of ladies.
Yeah.
Smooth.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hey man, but all the confidence. Siler, maybe you'd dance like that if you had no self-doubt.
I do got the moves, not to be cocky, but
I'm just saying, the shuffle master of LMFAO.
Oh yeah. I did meet him one time though. Tobey Maguire at my old job. He was a pretty nice guy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like to hear that.
He seems pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
We like to hear that. We like to hear good interactions.
Yeah, Toby, if you're a fan of the show, just know we're fans of you, buddy.
Yeah. All right, enough, Siler. Corey, how do you feel?
Thanks. I'm done.
Whatever emotion Cale just expressed there, I would take that out from.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, disgust.
Disgust.
Man. It's all love, guys.
Oh man,
that was a joke, Tyler.
Since when?
What's a joke?
Since now, I'm turning over a new leaf.
No, I would take away apathy from people. I would make it so nobody could ever feel apathy again.
Ooh.
I think a purposeful unwillingness to care on things is so detrimental to people. Like I said, like empathy is what I would hope people feel the most. And with apathy, I hope that's what people feel the least. I've done a lot of work through my life with people in low parts of their life. And when you see people who are apathetic to their disposition and don't try and consider the things that put them there, then it's a problem for me.
Right.
Because like a lot of the times you don't know a person's situation, and when you're apathetic towards it, it's just saying like, I don't know and I don't care.
Don't care. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like man's ability to like turn their back on like other human beings is astonishing to me.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get annoyed with people, and I like talk about I lash out verbally, like to myself, like if I'm driving in the car and like road rage and shit like that. But like for you to like genuinely not care if someone's okay or not is pretty harsh.
Yeah.
And like you said, that's like a forced thing. I don't think you are a child and you like just are born with like a sense of like, I don't care and I'm not going to care.
Yeah.
I just think you have to work at that. Like you said, you have to like purposefully do it.
Yeah.
Right. It's a learned behavior. Like if that's not just something you naturally evolve to, like, no, I don't bond with any other person ever. And I have no sense of community.
Yeah. And I don't really see how this where apathy couldn't be personal.
Right.
Like you can have apathy towards like climate change or animals dying or something, but even that, like that's a personal thing. Like I like you said, it's learned. Like you have to find out as you age the things that you don't care about and gain apathy towards them. And I think everyone kind of has that, but there's a way to limit it. And there's extremes you can go with apathy.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't really. The second part of your question is how would it benefit or hinder your life? I don't know how it would benefit my life being more apathetic.
Right. Yeah. I guess there's no way that it could make it. Yeah. I don't think it could hinder you.
Yeah.
Like having that removed from you. So yeah.
I guess
only
being
benefits.
like over emotional with everything would be kind of a hindrance, but I don't think that would necessarily take the place of the removal of apathy.
I gotcha. When you say over emotional, all I think about is Brendan Fraser in Bedazzled when he's on the beach. He's crying at the sunset.
God. He's like,
oh yeah.
He's like super emotional about everything. Can't take it.
God, I love
No, but yeah, that's a good answer. I mean, taking it away wouldn't hinder your life at all. I mean, it would hinder your ability to be a terrible person.
Yeah, I mean, I do that enough on my own, and I have tons of emotions.
Right.
But if you were to take it away, Corey, would you care about everything then in the world?
You would have to, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like I think I would feel emotions for everything in some sense, but
would you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think.
Like if you carry like if there's like zero apathy in your body, you have to care about basically like every cause, even if it's like to a minute amount.
Yeah,
that is a lot of things to like take on in your brain of all the terrible things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to take on, but you would be able to handle your emotions, I guess.
Yeah. I don't really have a pushback for that. Like I know the things in my life that I'm more apathetic towards, like what I'm having for dinner, or if, well, I won't say that one live, but there's a few things that I'm like, I say that I'm apathetic towards. Like if somebody I don't like gets murdered, like I can be apathetic towards it. But at the same time, it's like on a human level, like they were a person. Nobody deserves to get murdered. Yeah. Like I should feel something over it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And obviously that's an extreme example, but.
Right. But a good example nonetheless. Thank you.
Well.
So what about you, Cale?
Yeah.
I was kind of going between two, or how it would form the later part of the question, but I really think regret would be my answer. I know there's pros and cons to that being taken away, but definitely regret. Like I said, speaking about like guilt, that's more, I think regret is more the emotion that I felt about like in the very beginning. Yeah, I think regret is could be a very brutal emotion to carry with you.
Yeah.
And I know
that can be a lifelong one.
Oh, too. For sure. Like I feel I feel regret about stuff, but like it wouldn't have changed things in the end. But it's still hard to like sit with that emotion of like, shit, that shit happened.
Yeah.
Well, like even if it's out of your hands, it's still something that's that hard that doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because mostly like regret is an action or the result of an action you can't necessarily take back.
Right.
Something that you did, something that you said that you shouldn't have done. And then you have no one to blame but yourself for doing it, and then you're forever mad that was the decision that you made in that moment.
Right. So like regret would be one to really leave, and I guess how that would benefit me was like I wouldn't think about stuff as much.
Yeah, you basically, if you did something, you'd be like, okay, that happened. When I'm moving on to the next thing, it wouldn't dwell on things.
Right. But I think that would hinder you also. Like if you have no regrets about anything, then
no regrets.
Like I was just thinking
Regrets.
that. But if you never have any regrets, you could do this horrific stuff and like I don't care.
Yeah,
it's
that
almost
just
like
goes
having
into,
no remorse. You know,
going into apathy. So I don't know. It's a balance
So,
now.
Man, this is all connected in some way.
Yeah.
right. But to never like feel like specific regret about things would be kind of freeing, I guess, in my mind. Like I have an obsessive personality. Like I hyper fixate on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So especially like bad things, like that stuff's hard to let go, even though like your other parts of your brain are telling you like that doesn't matter anymore. Like that's done. This is done.
Yeah.
It still like lingers, and that's tough to swallow.
It sucks too, because like I think with regret, the longer time goes that you get away from the incident that you regret, those are, at least for me, that's when like ideas pop into your head when you're trying to like go to sleep or you're having like your happiest moment in your life.
Right.
And then it's just like, hey, remember this thing you did? Oh, you fuck up.
Right.
And you're like,
Slaps
no,
you
not
right
now.
in the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you never know what can trigger you too, which is like, there's obviously like coping things out there, like therapy would teach you or ways to kind of get around that or get through it. But like, it is like sometimes can just be like triggered out of nowhere. And you're just like, God damn, I don't want this right now. Like you're saying, it's like, I do not need this right now.
And I won't go
Please
the hell
turn
away.
it off. Yeah. Right.
Clings onto your brain. Yep.
Right. Well, let's move on from the pity party for myself and go right into an ad. Hey, what's up, everybody? Wanted to take this ad break to shout out Hammer Smash Podcast. They're another podcast that's been showing us some love recently, so you know we had to show it back. A couple of really cool dudes, really funny. Met them maybe 6 months ago, and fast friends since then. They're both metal vocalists, so you know we were in. They're very funny. They talk about metal and memes and nonsense, which you know is right up our alley. So check them out. Hammer Smash Podcast, anywhere you can get podcasts. Let's rock. All right, everybody, we're back for the last segment, and we're going to keep diving in. So
We're going to smash it.
buckle up.
Let's do it.
Smash it. That's Tyler's emotion is ferocity. So, guys, what is an emotion you'd like to experience more? What is something that if you had the – so, I mean, we could try to do these things on our own, but if you were able to, like, experience something more definitively, what would that emotion be, or that trait, I guess, or that subsect of it?
I think excitement.
Ooh, adrenaline junkie.
Excitement to like get out of the bed in the morning and start my day, because you know.
All right.
Just like me, like I'm pretty sure a lot of people once the getting out of bed in the morning is like such a dread, and we just want to hit the snooze and you know.
I hear that, man.
But yeah, I think excitement to start your day and just doing things, whether it be hobbies or not, on the side, just to be actually excited to do them and put the passion into it. Yeah. I think
that would be like an overall passion for life. You know, if you're excited about where the day could take you or who you could interact with or what could happen, I guess that's a really positive way of looking at it. And that could like make your life better. Yeah.
There's people that you see that have that passion and that love of life and that enjoyment for doing things.
Yeah.
And God, you just want to hurt them. How dare you be happy? How dare you make me feel bad about not wanting to do things?
In times like these, how dare you make me look bad? You're coming down.
we were taking a flight to Hawaii to visit my aunt and uncle, and Eden and I were already sitting in the seats. I think Debbie was putting a bag away or something. I don't know what it was. Okay. And this man came in the plane and he was like, "Morning." And if looks could kill, Eden would have murdered that man. She was so offended that guy had the zest for life that early in the morning. Yep. That like literally, if looks could kill, that man would have been deceased.
I get it. Let me hear. Did you say it back to him?
No, we just both looked at each other with the extreme disgust. I couldn't believe someone would take the time to do that.
Oh, come on, guys.
No. I was like, okay, I'll find him when we land.
It's fine though, Tyler. It didn't get him down.
That's true.
You know what?
He didn't care. He has the self-confidence. He didn't care.
We should call him
exactly.
Morning.
He said it. I'm not joking. He leaned over the seat and he was like, "Morning," and I was like, "You got 2 seconds. You're gonna end up in the turbine, brother."
Oh man. Well,
no, but I do appreciate those people. They might be annoying, but I do appreciate like that zest for life, that like overall happiness. I mean, you're generating it for yourself. That's what we were talking about earlier. Happiness comes from self. So they're already doing that and trying to bring it to other people. And Eden and I are just terrible people.
From a distance,
good on that guy,
from a
man.
Distance, right, Cale? From a distance, it's cool. But
yeah, from a distance. Don't get too close to me with that joyous shit. I've had enough.
Well, at least we know that it runs in the family.
Oh.
Yeah, Eden has the anger too. I'm proud of her.
Oh man. Yeah, I'd just like to be more excited in general for things. Yeah, that'd be cool. But enough of my opinion. I'd like to hear more from Corey.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Oh, well, I mean, not like your opinion mattered anyway, so let's go to Cale.
Damn.
I'm kidding. I'm being empathetic. I'm being empathetic this episode. I care what you have to say, Corey. Let's hear it.
I don't know.
I got to stop not answering your questions.
Oh.
Yeah, because it just provokes him, apparently. We just got to be on eggshells whenever Tyler's around.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay. Take your time. Cale, did you want to go?
I mean, I'm scared to say no to you now, so I guess I'll go because I don't want the wrath either. Corey, if that's okay, I'll jump in here.
It's fine.
I'll let you dry your tears. Like I said, I don't know if this is an emotion. Also, I'm kind of like piggybacking on Siler's thing, but I feel like patience would really help me personally.
Ooh. Yeah.
I'm not a patient person. I feel like I'm getting better with age in terms of being patient, but I think patience also can translate into how my mind works with conversations. I'm so impatient sometimes to say what I'm thinking that I don't really take in all the information.
I really do.
Yeah.
Got him.
No, but like there's an old I feel like I keep bringing up freaking like adages like nonstop on the show. Apparently it's just me to like word dump. But it was like, are you listening to speak or are you listening to hear? And I feel like majority of the time I'm listening to speak. And I feel like that's not good. Gotcha. So definitely patience in terms of like hearing people out or not jumping the gun on what I assume people are doing before it's done would save me a lot of like, oh, well, I'm an asshole because I didn't give them the chance to do the right thing like they were going to do anyway. I just cut them off already.
Right.
So I think patience in every level of my life would be helpful to me.
What situation tests your patience the most? Like waiting in traffic, or what's something that'll like really set you off? Like that'll get...
going to the mall.
Like what annoys you the most?
Like driving. I get angry a lot of things.
Like traffic?
Yeah. Debbie like hyper interrupts me like a lot of the time or just talks over me and I just get really pissed. But like,
Debbie.
I think she does it on purpose sometimes. So like, I don't let her know that it bothers me.
It's a little game. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a little game for her. I hate it. She loves it. Perfect. But no, I mean, there's nothing that's like specific. It'll just be like if someone's like really loud at a restaurant. Like people who are inconsiderate, I guess this is like one of my main frustrations in life. It's like, why are you like this?
Right.
Like you could like not even like being inconsiderate, but like people who have no self-awareness of like social stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff makes me so angry.
Like you want to go up to them and tell them, or
Like people who accept phone calls at dinner and then have it on speakerphone as loud as they
Right.
possibly can.
Or
at a
like, you
restaurant.
know, you're showing someone a video on your phone, but you have it like full blast. So everyone is hearing what you're freaking showing and no one cares.
Yep.
Just like, I don't know, just be like respectful of other people. And especially if you're out, I mean, like, I don't know. It's just like, be considerate for people. That I try to not create problems for people. I try to like do my part and not annoying everyone. So
common sense. Yeah.
yeah, patience is definitely like my patience wears thin, and then I'm like, So,
For
and
sure.
Speaking of patience, time's up, Corey.
Oh,
It's your answer
man.
now.
Yeah. I've had all this time.
Yeah.
What was the question?
I would. What emotion would you like to experience more?
Oh, Siler, he's just messing with me.
No, I'm just fucking with them.
Well, now I just
Come on,
now
Siler.
it's just awkward.
You helped us remind the audience.
Now this is awkward.
Yeah,
This
if
guy.
anyone else, forgot, I helped them. Screw
Yeah,
you guys.
Yeah,
That's why I
exactly.
know
It's
it.
for the audience. You're selfless. Selfless Siler.
For sure.
I would feel happiness more. That is something that I don't feel enough, just in general.
Right.
And it's something that I've been working towards for the past several years. But it's something that I would like to feel naturally because I don't necessarily do that.
Nice.
So for sure, feeling happiness and a sense of accomplishment over the little things would be pretty
Right.
double plus for me.
I like that.
Well, hopefully that starts to ring true, and hopefully more happiness when we're harassing you in person and Tyler's cutting you off in person versus over the phone.
Oh man, I can't
It'll
wait.
just lead into more physical fights.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now it's just not angrily staring at each other. It's fists flying.
Normally we get it out over the ad breaks, and that's why we have to cut so often. But now we'll be in
we're just
person
screaming
and-
at each other nonstop.
Yep.
We should just air an episode of us just screaming at each other because
Yeah.
there's plenty of footage.
If you guys want to hear that on the weekly small talk, our next podcast coming out,
Ooh.
you can have snippets of our anger.
Unlimited.
Oh my
Unlimited
gosh.
podcasts. There's going to be the Secret Siler hour.
Ooh.
Ooh. To be
No,
announced.
but definitely, I mean, happiness in all forms. And that is something to acknowledge, is like getting joy from like the smaller things during your day, or smaller things, working out, or senses of accomplishment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's not easily attained, but I feel like you can always be like working towards that. I should probably do that more, to be honest with you. I appreciate the smaller things, or when things go right, instead of like only focusing on when shit's negative for me.
Yep.
That's another hard one for me. I'm taking Corey's time, selfish ass motherfucker. But yeah, just like, but like acknowledging when things go well or go better than you thought, versus like, oh, next time it's going to be terrible, or blah, blah, blah. You know, just spreading that more happiness would be nice.
You were saying that you'd like to feel like happiness like more naturally. Do you think happiness can be forced?
Yeah. In fact, you know what? And I don't know. Everyone at home, take this with a grain of salt. I read something a while ago that forcing yourself to smile and forcing yourself to think positive, happy thoughts when you go into something that you don't look forward to increases the happiness that you gain from doing the activity. So
Ooh.
I think to an extent, you can absolutely improve your mood by pretending to be happy, but doing that every day and for the long term, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to take a toll eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it, I guess.
What do they say? It takes less muscles to smile than to frown. I've heard that somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard that when I was a kid. I don't know if that's true.
Right? Who knows if it's...
Yeah. We don't know if it's
True or
true.
not.
We got a
Yeah.
Mythbusters.
We got to stop telling women that, though.
Oh.
You know,
Yeah, they
it
don't like
takes-
that.
It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. If you could just smile
Why don't you just smile a little more?
Just
That's why we
smile
keep
more.
getting drinks thrown on us. I don't know. Now there's probably some correlation
That's why
there.
we keep getting kicked out of places. Damn it.
Oh my
Damn it.
God.
It's always Siler too.
Yeah.
You know what? It just comes to a point when you get like sick of the spotlight and just want to hide sometimes.
There you go. Yeah, I hear you. Need to shift it to someone else.
Exactly.
Quick. Well, speaking of the spotlight being off you, Tyler, what do you think about this question?
Okay. Let's hear it.
Directly put him on the spot. Let me shift the focus to you. Do you feel if people are able to turn off their emotions, would you do so?
100%.
I frame this question kind of loosely, but I'll say it this way. If you turn off your emotions, I don't think you should be able to pick and choose. I think you should just it would just be a flat off.
Everything?
Wow.
Yeah, but you would be able to turn it back on.
When it-
But like if you're dreading a situation or you're doing something or you're anxious, just to be able to turn off everything, but then you have nothing. So you're basically what, a zombie?
Well, you disassociate. That's what people do when they're in highly stressful situations. You just got to turn it off and be somewhere else until it's done.
Damn.
I think, 100% people would do that if they could turn it off with like a snap of the finger.
You could
Right.
be the ultimate soldier.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
I fear nothing.
Yeah, just imagine
I don't feel anything.
imagine any situation that you didn't want to deal with, you could just shut it off. Imagine doing that whenever you wanted. That's like a power. That's like
Yeah. Yeah, it is like a power. Yeah. But I feel like people would be very aware of you not having any emotions by like, you would like, what would your body language even
Right?
look like if you have no emotions? Like, what would your what would you even be there?
If you've ever seen a T pose from a video game where your legs and arms are just outstretched
Right.
and you're like starfishing, that's how that
Right.
person would be.
Just
Just
laying on
no
the floor, just like
expression,
Snow Angel.
ragdoll.
Yeah, sounds like it. But I do feel like, especially if you're experiencing like hyper stress or I don't know, PTSD, something like that. I mean, if people are like, anything's better than this,
Yeah.
give me the ability to turn it off. I definitely agree with you, Tyler. I think people would like flip that off for however long, and then whenever you're ready, turn it back on.
But who's to say that if you turned it off and back on, it would just come back right away, right?
You want to make it worse for people? Sure.
I mean,
Not only are they turning it off because of obviously something is very wrong, but you want to make it so it doesn't come back immediately.
Well, and how would
Okay.
you know? How would you know when to turn it back on? Like,
Right?
yeah, you're out of your situation, but like if you turn back on your emotions, all of those thoughts are going to come flooding in. All
That's
of
what
the
I'm saying,
emotions
yeah.
are going to come back. Like,
You got to have a egg timer
wipe-
in your pocket.
Men in Black.
ah. Yeah, exactly.
Wipe yourself up. Exactly. Take your memories away from yourself.
Like, who am I?
I guess it would be like if you were able to turn it off, it would be for a certain set amount of time. That way you're like, I'm not dealing with this. I'll see you tomorrow. And would you just be like blackout?
Go into like a fugue state,
Yeah, where you're just like not there.
running on
You're just like
autopilot.
literally like shut down.
Yeah, dude, that would be that's what I'm saying, like perfect soldier or like perfect factory worker.
Now we're talking about like futuristic
Right.
going like into like animatronics and robots and whatnot.
Yeah, basically like you're a drone.
Yeah.
Drone Corpse 80 here for the second episode.
Ooh.
Ah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're able to turn off anything, you cease to be a person.
Yes.
Everything we do and everything that is like innately within us is emotion based or survival based, or so there's something inside of you like drawing you one way or another, positive or negative. So if you have all of that off, you're not a person when that happens.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think our emotions are what make us people.
Right.
I just like thought of like a crazy thought. I don't know if it makes any sense.
Oh, we need to hear this.
But, like, what
folks, buckle up.
It's not gonna be that crazy, but
Oh, okay.
say you go to sleep, right? You have dreams, so I think your mind uses emotions when you're dreaming. I think to a point.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
imagine.
Oh, for sure.
Imagining turning off. Yeah, turning off your emotions while you're in that dream state. Like what dreams would be like. Would it just be? I wonder what it's crazy to think about.
It would
It
be
could
like
just be
a
a void of nothing.
incredibly conscious dream.
Mm-hmm.
Like where you're aware that you're in a dream and you have complete control over it.
Kind of like lucid dreaming.
That would be kind of cool. Yeah, you could do anything you want.
Wow.
Because your mind's not making you have a dream about anything.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, guys, this has been a very interesting episode. We got some insight into each other's minds. How scary that was, I'll leave up to the audience.
Yeah, we might have overshared. And if we have, come back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it again. There's no stopping us. But now it's time to overshare our socials. Corey, where can we find you?
Oh, well, you can find me on Instagram at Corey.Andre, Corey.Ondrey. Hit me up. I'll message you back as soon as I open it up.
What kind of content can we expect from you, Corey, on there?
Oh, none. I rarely post. I just go there to message people who hit me up.
Way to set him up, Tyler. Great. Great team building there,
you set me up for the alley-oop, and I threw the ball straight into the crowd.
He's being too humbling. He has some great art on there. Go check it out. Just go see it.
I just don't post it.
That's fine. There's some,
but you're still doing it.
There's stuff there.
That's what matters.
That's true.
There's things there to observe and let your imagination run wild.
You gotta think about the people that have never seen your artwork before. This will be an experience for them.
I would tell them to
Okay.
Okay. All right, Tyler. That's it. Where can we find you?
Well, you guys can
have a team meeting.
You can find me on Instagram at Teelo43. That's TEELO and the number 43. I'm also on TikTok as well. That's the same handle.
And
God damn it!
Come on.
Here it is.
You know, when I'm not doing this podcast, I occasionally stream on Twitch at Sushi Moose. You know, when I'm not working my 9-to-5 job. Actually, it's not 9 to 5. It's more overtime than you think. But yeah, whenever I get a chance,
Mr. High Roller.
Damn, the rich god,
Mr. Big Bucks.
Okay, so I would send some of that over,
I'm
brother.
Kidding.
No, you're not. Check out his stream. Siler's funny as hell. He usually gets very, very angry when he plays games, so I love watching him.
Off my chair.
So definitely check him out.
Nonsense everywhere. Yeah, that's a Sushi Moose. That's sushi and then moose. 2 words.
Very nice.
Yeah. Well,
I like it.
Enough of my socials. We're gonna go with
enough of your shit.
Enough of my shit. It's time for the grand finale. Cale, bring it on home.
I'll say my right name this time. I am Tall Tail Cale with a underscore in between each word and a C instead of a K. Yeah. On Instagram and Twitter. And I am bearded_giant on TikTok. I'm there assing off. Well, this was very insightful.
Wait. If they have any concerns, questions, anger, positive comments, where can they email us at, Cale?
Well, Tyler seems overtly concerned that everyone has concerns and anger with the show. So if you have those, you can voice it to him specifically at the Tall Tail Network at gmail.com.
I'm here all week. I mean, I would think
You're here every week.
Yeah, right?
On every Tuesday.
That's true.
Well, guys, thank you for going down
memory lane,
emotions avenue with me. It's been a little spicy. It's been a little interesting.
Man.
And I always appreciate you guys showing up and taking the time. So here we are. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this week's episode. We'll catch you next time with a special guest. Once again, we're going to have Lester on.
Oh, yeah.
You guys don't know who Lester is, but you will.
Oh, yeah.
We're out of here. We'll tall tale you later.